Oh hey, I started a minute early because I didn't think this was actually going to work. Oh wait, I'm 10 minutes early. I'm 10 minutes early! I can't start now. Well, let's just sit and talk for a moment. Let me fix what is certainly an audio problem. Yeah, it's a different perspective. I seem to be frozen. That's interesting. I still don't have a proper setup, and this place is like tentacles of cables everywhere, which is appropriate for tonight's stream. Yeah, I don't know why I'm frozen. Let me see if I can fix that since I'm a little bit early. You know, like most YouTube channels, probably, I have a big viewer drop off in the first 30 seconds for some reason. So since nobody's expecting this for 10 minutes, I'm going to come up with some amazing hook in the next 10 minutes. Alright, let's investigate the webcam issue. Hey, it's me. That didn't do anything. Hey, I'm unfrozen. Look at this, working out all the kinks early tonight. Hey, how's the audio mix here? I have not seen Minions and Monsters, but good for Phil. Life goes on. I am all for physical media, so I think that sucks. Actually, what bums me out the most about PlayStation, selfishly enough, is like I can't play the Billy and Mandy game unless I have a PlayStation 2, which I do not. One of my wife's friends gifted us a PlayStation. I don't even know what number it is, but it's a higher number, so I can't play that game. But it would be fun to do that on stream where possible. Hey, thank you, Sofa King. It's good to meet you too. What sounds low? Life goes on all of the audio or just me? Yeah, Weed Shaggy, my wife is big into the football, and she was I was doing a Billy and Mandy versus the entertainment industry recording with my friend Bill, and she was screaming in the background as quietly as she could. What's going on Discord? Do I need to be looking at that as well? That's a lot to keep track of for my feeble brain. Oh well, the music's low. That's okay. I can fix that. The music is, by the way, White Bat Audio again. Even I'm giving them one more try. I got demonetized last time, but This is the 2.5 hour John Carpenter style retro synth mix / royalty free copyright safe music. So better be. I think that's a great idea, Kelsey. Billy's nose shrinking instead of growing when he lies, like reverse Pinocchio. You'd have to have Pinocchio in the same episode, because Pinocchio. I don't know, Life Goes On. I think it's a 5? Is that where we are? I think we're at 6 now, but I think it's a 5. The favorite Cartoon Network villain I have? Like that I created? I mean, probably General Scar. I think that's why he made the migration. Thank you, Dapper Dan the Dandy Man. I like your name. Oh no, his butt grows. Pinocchio. No, Kelsey, I'm sorry. I'm a bit behind on that. It's been a crazy week and a crazy day in a crazy week. Jack, I am done with the pitch Bible. I just feel like there's, it's superhero dogs, which is rescue shoot. I can't remember the name of the show, but it's like a preschool show about superhero dogs. It used to be like firefighter dogs and police dogs, but then it became superhero dogs. So that's like a hurdle to get over, and just the superhero thing in general. And I guess I'm just fickle, and over time I feel like I get better ideas and I move on. Thanks, Sad Boy Mangry Man. Yeah, Robert's a cool guy. Yeah, I love the name Billy Idol, Kelsey. Yeah, I'll look into that. Life Goes On. That's not a bad idea, looking into PS2 emulators. In fact, you've given me an idea, so I will look into that. Yeah, I heard it was really hot out there, Aubrey Joe. It finally rained here. It's supposed to be the rainy season, but it's been like a week, and I've been like, am I gonna have to go hand water everything? But finally, that's one good thing that happened today. Yeah, Paw Patrol. That's the one. That's what I was trying to think of. But yeah, I've wanted to do just sort of a character-driven insanity cartoon for a while, and I think I have some ideas. We'll see if anyone wants to actually make these ideas. Do we have Robert here yet, by the way? We're 3 minutes out. I do have some questions. The tail of something. Oh my gosh. Are they in here already? Billy Squire. Yeah, that would be another one. All right, we're 1 minute away, and then I gotta start this thing. Yeah, happy Pride Month, Dean Toadblatt and Squid Hat. I really did think Cartoon Network was gonna crack down on that, because anytime you, back then, if you tried to have like a gay couple, they would not allow it. Uh, I guess just one of them has to not be, both of them have to not be human, and then it's fine. One can be a squid. Hey, Robert. All right. Well, now we can start. All right. So tonight's stream is drawing a Lovecraftian monster, and I love drawing monsters. Robert sent me some really cool reference art. Let's see if I can put this without ruining everything. So yeah, very cool looking. But he sent me two different reference arts. Like there's this hand-drawn version that kind of has these ears and he's kind of ripped. And then there are these like 3D CG renders where he doesn't have the ears and he's still muscular but much skinnier. So is there a direction you prefer on this? Oh yeah, live chat. Gotta do that. I'm there. I'm chatting live. I wish that was the default. I guess I'll get used to it eventually. Yeah, Aubrey Joe, I saw they're making a 5-part Cartoon Network documentary series that's going to air on Adult Swim. I've talked to a lot of people who are on it. And I'll leave it at that for now. Artistic freedom. Oh my gosh. All right. I do kind of like this guy. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Robert. Oh, there you go. I'm wearing shorts. Good thing I'm wearing shorts, I guess. Yeah, this mess of cables is not enjoyable. One day I'll get it sorted. So yeah, today, the worst thing that happened today was that I worked for about 5 hours on a storyboard, and we had a storm and there was a power outage, just really a brownout, but I lost literally everything that I had done because you have to manually set Storyboard Pro to autosave, which I had not done because it was a relatively new install. Yeah. Sort of sad, and it made me feel a little queasy. And then I had to take a nap, and thankfully one of my cats came and napped with me, which was soothing. But not fun. Not cool. Okay. You know, normally I might do a little blue pencil to start, but we're just gonna go full black pencil right off the bat. Oh hey, here's a cat again. You wanna come here? You wanna show people who you are? Oh, I know, you're gonna hate this and then you'll run away, but yeah, this is Freya. She's the one that came and took a nap with me. I guess she's getting hungry, which is why she's up here. Here she goes. All right, down to business. I like that this guy is all scully. Let's think about this. What kind of thing are we gonna do here? I think this has to be a... I wish this wasn't so blurry. Is it not properly focusing? Okay, there we go. It's not enough light. Oop. Yeah, this is what we call a cockamamie setup. Done it already. Yeah, sometimes I tend to generally draw too big. Like just even conceptualizing something, like, you know, you got your line of action, but I've already kind of sketched in the head, and then I'm like, oh, well, this guy's not going to fit on the page. But that's what rough drawings are for. I'm just sort of finding the character now. That's, I remember in college, my drawing teacher, Mrs. Saylor, like, I liked her a lot, but her whole thing was like just finding the drawing, and really she was referring at that point to like life drawing, where, you know, you're looking up, well, that's kind of what I'm doing right now in some ways, is you're looking at the proportions and of a person or another piece of artwork, and you're sort of trying to replicate that as best you can proportionally, and you just got to kind of figure it out. Her favorite artist was Giacometti, and like all his stuff is just like a huge mess of scribbles. It's very cool though by the time he's done. But that's the whole theory of that, I guess, is, you know, just kind of drawing lines until it feels right, and then reinforcing those lines. I'm trying not to worry too much about the face right now, because I do tend to get fixated on faces, and then I start to get anal retentive, which I can't do at this stage, because it's too soon. Save that for later. The sketchpad's running a little low. I'm hoping it'll make it through the night. The orange one is still here. Alright, let's think about what we're really doing here. In the CG version, this guy has pants too, which is interesting, because he doesn't look like a pants guy. But sometimes modesty wins out. Alright. This guy was described as a Lovecraftian ghoul. Does that mean he eats corpses? Like, gross. Yeah, sure looking. I if there's one piece of furniture I miss, it's my animation desk. I wish I had kept that thing. It was just so big, and at one point I was like, well, everything's digital, and then I sold it, but mistake, I think. Yeah, Atlas. I switched over from Adobe Premiere whoop, to oh no, DaVinci Resolve, and yeah, it's been great so far. I tried Blender out. I don't know how you storyboard in Blender because I didn't get that far, but I did the donut a couple times, and I learned, how to draw in 2D. But yeah, my plan was to just completely convert over from Adobe, which I kind of have. I already had Clip Studio, and that's kind of taken over mostly for Photoshop. I still use Photoshop for just because I'm so used to it. I've had it for so many years. I still use that for just making thumbnails for YouTube videos and stuff I need to do really quickly. But otherwise, I'm weaning myself off of it, which I think is good. Yeah, I actually do like the crocodilian head and the ears. Alright, I'm going to try to move fairly briskly so that we're not here all night. But am I pleased with this pose? Nah. Just still getting a feel for the shapes, I guess. One of the very first art books I can remember my parents getting me was actually called How to Draw Monsters. I don't know if you can even still find that thing. It was from 1980, 80, something like that. Uh, and I don't even know really that it taught good lessons on how to draw in general, but I did love drawing the monsters from that book. Sometimes paper has to die. Gonna cartoon him up a little bit because I think I've been taking it a little too literally, which I tend to do. Might be taking the whole neck thing a little too far. Sometimes pupils are almost distracting because the way you draw them can totally change the feel of the character. I remember when I was working on that pilot for Woof Woof Meow Meow Space Adventures, you can actually see one of the pilots we did for it on the internet. But yeah, when I was working on it, I remember I was drawing Captain Rex Mittens, the cat, and my boss Jay Bastian came in, and I had the whole character cleaned up except for the pupils, and he was like, I don't know about this character. And I was like, oh, wait. And then I just put 2 dots in the eyes, and he was like, oh, yeah, okay, he looks great. Might be a... I gotta separate his eyes a little more. He does look a little too cartoony, even for a cartoon monster. Part of the instruction on this was to do it in my style, so perhaps I should loosen that up a little bit. Every now and then on Billy and Mandy, you'll probably notice that the monsters get pretty detailed to where they're almost their own completely different style. And that's probably my fault as well. I just love me a good monster. Yeah, little orphan Annie eyes. You know what? She's disturbing no matter what you do. That comic always kind of wigged me out too, because she just looked like a zombie. Okay. Actually has kind of bigger fangs over here. Looks like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer vampire. This face. Just extra wrinkly brow. Alright, I think we're getting close to something here. At least to the point where I can do a cleaner pass on this and kind of know where I'm going. A little bit of a tail back here. This actually doesn't look all that dissimilar from our Doberman. This would be like her, but if I gave her like a baby bird to cuddle with, or I don't know. She's a sweetheart, but she does look terrifying. There's some lumpiness going on back here. I don't know. How are you feeling about this, Robert? Is this too detailed? I'm gonna do another pass on this, I think, and clean it up a little, or it won't look quite so intense. But proportionally, how are you feeling? Oh yeah, Sherlockin. Are we talking about Billy and Mandy? I suspect it's a problem, but I really don't know. Joshua, I am drawing Robert's original character, Vociferous, a Lovecraftian monster. Alright, I haven't seen anything from Robert, so I'm just going to continue along my path. Maybe... I don't want him to completely lose the cartooniness factor, so slightly enlarge his eyes. Slightly exaggerate some of the other features. Oh, no worries, no worries. All right, Robert, I listen to you. Try not to screw this up. Also gonna give him a little bit of a smile. Just a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's cat feeding time. Once again. I feel like I'm not great with anatomy. I'm okay, but I'm passable. But it's like I look online at like other animators like Steven DeStefano's stuff, and I'm like, woof, I don't know nothing. Of course, I'm also not 24/7 drawing cartoons with barbarians chopping people in half, so there's that. But yeah, I feel like it took me 20 years to get feet to a level where I felt like I was doing okay. Just like human feet. And even now, sometimes I'm like, oh, could be better. There are certain things I love to draw and that I just feel come so naturally. And then there's other things where, uh, yeah, I either feel like it's a challenge or it's a nuisance. And it may depend on the day. Yeah, each time I iterate on something, I try to push certain things a little further or just clarify things. So sometimes I'll do many, many passes on a drawing, and sometimes it just comes out right away. You never really know. I guess he's in some sort of cave. That's how I imagined it, anyway. There's something fun about The Simpsons pupils. Give that a try. Got kind of these vulture-y bumps. Hey, I don't know if you're there, Robert, but how big is this guy? Is he like human size? I was gonna throw in a little skull here at the bottom, and then I was like, wait a minute. I don't know how big this guy is. Eight or 9 feet, alright. Oh my gosh, are there more Vociferous? Alright, this is a 9-foot tall guy. Just shrink the skull a little bit. We're not going full grim here, I guess. We're going semi-grim. A little more detail than Billy and Mandy. But just a little. getting to close to a point where I think I can live with this. Where is my pencil sharpener? What time is it? 6:45. Well, that's all right. We're still doing good. You know what? Might be foolish to think I can do the coloring in an hour, but I'm going to do one more pass on this guy. Just real quick like. Give him that Emperor Palpatine forehead. You know, the Billy and Mandy way would be, I suppose, to put nips on this guy, so. Who knows? Maybe these guys need nipples in nature. I think that's what's been bugging me. I've gone anatomy blind again. But yeah, this arm should be connecting like over here, so I think at the very least I gotta push it in. You know, it's sort of a coincidence I picked this John Carpenter-ish soundtrack, and then last week I was listening to John Carpenter movie reviews. Or is it a coincidence? Is it just that I want to watch a John Carpenter movie? Alright, I think I'm ready to start cleaning this guy up, getting him ready for color. If anyone has any objections, speak now, or forever hold your peace. Thank you, Purple Yeti Pack. I know, it started out kind of grimish, but it got away from grim. These things happen. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, I've got all my markers and pencils up here except for the one I need right now, so I will be right back. Give me 5. Thank you.
Careful going up those stairs.
I'm back. My box full of Vita Coco markers. There's actually some stuff in here I've been looking for a while. Look at this 4B pencil. Yeah. Alright, one or more of these is likely to be suitable. Not that one. That's very thin, probably too thin. Ooh, this is even thinner. Didn't even know they made Sharpies like that. No, one of my Prismacolors is in here. Metallic gold. All right. Where's my paper? Oh yeah, this dwindling pad of paper here. Yeah, my hat keeps bumping into the camera. Hello. Can't get too close, but I need to. Sorry about the view. It's teeth. The answer is teeth. Yeah, I think thankfully Loki has already been fed, so he will not be showing up probably tonight. I mean, thankfully for me. I'm sure he's thrilled that he has fans, though. I'll let him know.
¡Uy! ¡Por la gran puta de la mierda!
Something's going on down there.
Loki?
I was just thinking about the comic conventions I go to sometimes, where I'm required to get through a drawing much, much faster than I am right now. Sometimes it's nice to be able to take a little bit more time and think about things. Alright, he's pretty dark colored. So we don't want to put him in a real dark environment. But I do think the coloring will go fairly quickly, because he's just one color. If anyone hasn't seen the reference art, it's kind of what we're looking at right now. Very spooky. Alright. Let's see what we got in the way of markers. We get a good bunch of grays here. French gray, warm gray. Yeah, I think it's the French grays where I have the full set. Cats are fighting. Alright, it's a good start. He seems to have an ever so slight bit of tealiness. Tealitude. I really don't want to overdo this though, because it could turn greeny green in a moment. Let's see how these look. Some solid maybe right there. What I really want is something very, very almost not even there. I know sky blue is alright. Maybe if I combine this with a yellowy. I do need to invest in a wider suite of markers at some points. After I get the rest of my nonsensical setup squared away. One thing I am getting is a new webcam, because I feel like the color on this webcam is not fantastic. It may also be the lighting situation, which I am also working on correcting. Alright, French gray 30, 90. 10. Probably won't even need that. Okay. These are my meat and potatoes right here. The aqua, I think, is going too far. Yeah. I like that, but maybe that's too dark. Well. Robert, do you have any opinion on the color? Is teal going too far? It's very subtle. You know, maybe I should just keep it grayscale. I think that's actually the way to go. Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna find out. I can always add the color later, so probably better to start with the grayscale and work it out from there. Yeah, I think we're gonna use this as shadow. Let me think about where I want my light source to be. Yeah, kinda. I think it's raining again. I hope my power doesn't go out again. Flashing back to earlier today, where, in case you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I lost a whole day of storyboard work to power outage. I'm gonna take out my rage on this drawing. Woof, Abijah, I'm glad that came out okay. Yeah, when I lived in LA before I moved here, we had a house flood where our plumbing backed up and it washed out into the master bedroom and pretty much destroyed a bedroom and a bathroom. So, in addition to living with the craziness of the aftermath of dead meat, where my living room and my kitchen were just a post-apocalyptic wasteland, I also had a completely destroyed bedroom and bathroom. So, good times. Yeah, again, it's a shame it's the color on this camera isn't great because I think you're losing the line work, which you can still see in real life. Oh good, you can see the line work? Nice. And I have to pull some of the highlights out from those shadows later on. Look at this guy's tongue again. A little bit of green in there. Alright, let's, before I commit to this, check this out one more time. Yeah, I think 30 should be good. It's a good separation. Yeah, I'll take it. Wait. Wait. I'm going 40. Frickin' macaws. Frickin' macaws. Hey, Gustavo. Happy birthday. Whoops, forgot a little bit of ear here. Oh yeah, like a million years ago, somebody asked what I was working on like now, like besides this. And it's a lot of stuff, like a whole lot of stuff. Like I said, I was working on a storyboard today, and that's for a new employer who is not a major studio, which I'm excited about. That's been a lot of fun so far. Can't talk about it yet. Then of course I'm doing, this and Billy and Mandy versus the entertainment industry and assorted other videos for YouTube and commissions. And yeah, I'm trying to pitch a couple shows right now, also through non-traditional channels, so we'll see how that goes. And of course I'm trying to get my comic and the video game going at the same time. Clearly it's a little too much, but we'll figure it out. I'm excited about all of it. Yeah, we got some fun people coming up on Billy and Mandy versus the entertainment industry. This coming week, we've got our very first voice actor. Should be fun. Keeping busy is nice, but keeping too busy is a little less nice. I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder, but we got some real good thunder going on. teeth seem pretty whitish. I mean, not really white, but... whitish. Alright. I feel like I had an older box of Prismacolors at one point, like very old. But I feel like the caps were like much truer to the color. These I have to test every time because I'm not really sure what I'm gonna get. Thankfully I'm getting kind of used to these, so whoop, that one's gonna be dead. What about our cave? I think that should be kind of a creepy tealish blue too. Again, I kind of wish I had some lighter colors. Actually, these might be okay. It does say muted turquoise. Yeah, tangelos are important. I don't know why more people don't talk about citrus fruit. The Simpsons did, I think, have something about citrus fruit warding off scurvy, which is true and also important. Gotta watch out for that. It's also good for your equilibrium. Aquilubilo, blah 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 blah. Mint cream. Aha, there we go. Muted turquoise. Let's see. Could be more muted, but maybe I'll use it. Nah, I don't know. I think I'm leaning green on this one. That's also good. Going for almost not there. That can be like as green as we get. mocha. That's way darker than its label. Oh yeah, you know what? This was actually going to be a tooth color. Yeah, I think that can work for the bones. Probably time to turn off this backlight too. That's probably not helping. Just your standard closet / cellar monster. Alrighty. Avocado. Let's check you out, Avocado. I think Avocado is this one. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna find mint again. I'm guessing we've got another 20 minutes, half an hour to go. We'll see. not avocado, that's lime green. Who are you, lime green? Okay. Lime green. Hey Charles, if you're out there, before I finish this thing, what are your opinions on the tiny pupils? Should I just leave them like angry red balls like they are, or should I give it a little bit of a cartoony edge, or de-edge, as the case may be? There are bots in my chat? How dare they? You had good material? How dare you? I would almost be surprised if there were, you got it, Robert, if there were bots in the chat. That would mean that someone out there expected real people to also be watching. I'm not sure that's the case. They say like 58% of the internet is bots now, so who knows? Alright, I'm kind of getting into this now, so I think I am going to do a little bit of colored pencil when I'm done. The markers, just to bring out a little bit more of the highlights and shadows and such. Raining again. Or perhaps still. I think we're gonna run out of music soon. Usually I just, on these commissions, do like a really light blue or, you know, perhaps even mint green kind of background on these things, just to separate it from the paper. But this feels like it needs some black. Alright, I think we're ready to get into the colored pencils. Not gonna go too heavy on this. Just a tiny bit. Steel, that sounds nice. Get these guys out. Thankfully, we've got a fairly simple color palette going on. Oh yeah, we're gonna give them the little dot eyes, just for fun. Okay. Okay. Steel is very much the same color as our marker. Oh yeah, where's that 4B we found earlier? That should actually work pretty well. There we go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even this is very subtle. That's okay. A lot of dark going on in here, so probably good to have some subtle shifts. Shrink that pencil. Yeah, or fed him. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard some stories and they're not cool. Not cool at all. This paper's got some tooth to it, and this is the only time I think I've been happy that it does have that attribute. Alright, I think I'm going to give him a little bit of a backlight. Just pull him out from the background a little bit more. But how are we feeling about this, people? I see a suggestion to slip in a boob joke, but you're right. I did forget the nipples, so put those back. Not quite the same thing, but can I give him gargantuan veiny gremlin nuts? Like in the movie Gremlins? That was Gremlins 3. I've done and lost my pencil sharpener again. I'm sure it's either buried under these markers or somewhere on the floor. I really do need a better sorting system. Hello, pencil sharpener. You know what? Ain't nobody got time for this. Oh, there it is. Never mind. I was just gonna do old school pencil sharpening like I would do in school, where I just this forever. But I found it, so don't have to. Oop, well that's not good. Lost my point. What is the point? What is the point of any of this, really? I don't know, but I'm enjoying it, so there's that. There we go. It's one of those things where I feel like I could work on this for the next 2 weeks. And just never be done. We worked a little bit of the teal in there after all. It's a very soft pencil. So soft. Oof. Well, the side plate of my computer fell off again. One moment. Oh, everything's falling apart. This is probably a sign. Alright, well, deal with that later. Oh, come on. We're nearing the finish line. I don't want this right now. Hey, fingers crossed this holds together for another few minutes. Like I said, I'm working on fixing all these dumb issues, but we're not quite there yet. I gotta buy a bunch of stuff. I feel like most of what I'm doing right now nobody can actually see, but I do have a very small view of my own business going on, so who can say? You can say. All right. Robert, what you think? I think this guy might be done, unless you got any ideas. But I don't want to overdo it. All right, cool. Let me look at this for just a moment. Do any last minute things I want to do. Yeah, I don't know. It's no Michael Jackson, but it'll do. Oh yeah, we should do a marriage drawing for him. All right. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna sign it, I guess. That's what people do. I don't want to sign it all huge. Yeah, that one's good. Didn't really think about leaving room for this, but I think right here will do. $2026. In no time at all, I'm going to be doing that and being like, shit, it's 2027. All right, yeah, I'm good. Just this one last thing. Okay, now I'm done. Done! Thickness testing time strikes again. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for enjoying the nipples. Honestly, I wouldn't be here without you, so thank you. All right. Yeah, it's like something out of a monster manual, I guess. I can see that. All right. Yeah. Well, like I said, stay tuned this coming week. We got Grey Delisle on Billy and Mandy versus the entertainment industry, the voice of Mandy. That should be fun. I'm not sure if there's going to be a live stream like this next week. We're actually taking a trip out of town, so that won't be happening while I'm away, but we'll see. I don't remember what day that is right now. But for now, enjoy your night and see if I can stop this stream. How do I stop it? Maybe I secretly don't want to stop it. All right. Thanks again for coming, everyone. Bye-bye.